All right, y'all. Wharton rejects 4 out of 5 applicants. And the ones who get in, they don't all have 99th percentile GMAT scores. They're not all former McKinsey consultants, but they do understand one thing that nobody talks about. Wharton is testing for exactly 3 things: your track record, your career game plan, and this is the one that almost everybody misses: whether or not you're insufferable to be around. And once you see how those 3 filters work together, the entire application becomes much easier and much more fun. I'm gonna break it down for you in this video. Welcome back to MBA Monday. I'm 𝐥𝐢𝐬𝐬. I have been a career coach and an MBA coach for almost 2 decades. And I have helped dozens of people power inspiring career pivots through the Wharton MBA. I started my career as a management consultant and then a recruiter at the Boston Consulting Group, where I learned that MBA programs and the companies that hire MBAs are looking at exactly the same filter. Are you going to be successful here? So let me show you how Wharton answers that question so you know how to tackle your applications. Filter number 1, your track record. Let's talk about what Wharton means by track record. It's not just your resume. It's not the same thing as just I have a good job and a good company. Wharton is looking for a trajectory of growth. And Wharton is a quant school. They love numbers, so they're gonna look for quantitative evidence of impact. When they're looking at your track record, which is mostly gonna be represented by the document of your resume, they're asking, has this person made stuff happen? Not, was this person present while stuff was happening? The distinction between just being in the room and being the reason things changed is the whole game with Wharton. They're looking for evidence that you left a dent, promotions that came early, projects you initiated, not just completed, numbers that moved because you were there. They're giving this specific guidance on their resume description on their application page. They want to know what changed. The mistake most people make here on their resume is listing tasks and responsibilities. I managed a team of 4. I analyzed quarterly reports. That's table stakes. That's not a track record. I inherited a team of 4 that was missing every deadline, and within 6 months, they were the top performing team in the region. Now that's impact. Or I noticed we were losing $2 million a year due to an inefficiency nobody was tracking. I built a dashboard, convinced the VP to change the process, and saved $1.7 million. These are exactly the kind of spicy achievements that Wharton eats up. Wharton application strategy number 1, make sure that your resume showcases your achievements, your results, the outcomes, and the impact that you created throughout all of your career, extracurricular activities, education, and life at large. Filter number 2, your post-MBA career game plan. Now, this trips a lot of people up because you understand that once you get to Wharton, you're gonna have a million opportunities to consider, and 2 years before you enter recruiting, or at least a year and a half before you enter the recruiting process, how can you even know which option you're gonna choose? A lot of people are applying to business school in part because they wanna make a huge change and they don't know exactly what that change is. All of that is fine. The school doesn't need to know that you're 100% certain the job you want to get post-MBA, but they do need to know that you've thought about it, that you've structured a plan, and that you're ready to put that plan into action from the time you get to campus. I talk about this so much on this channel. You need a solid career game plan that has 4 parts: your long-term vision, your post-MBA goal, your MBA program strategy, and pre-MBA tactics that get you ready for recruiting even before you get to campus. So Wharton's essays are looking for evidence of this thinking and the fact that you've planned out a logical chain from where you're going to where you want to get to. Goals that seem inconceivable, ill thought out, vague, or hey, I'll just figure it out when I get there are going to get a nearly automatic ding. Because remember what can happen on the other side of the MBA. Like I talked about in the very first video I posted on this channel about the fact that even Harvard MBAs can struggle to get jobs. Even top MBA program grads struggle to get a job if they don't have a direction. Wharton's entire essay structure is focused around this core question. So do the work to build your career game plan before entering word 1 into the box of your Wharton essays. By the way, if you want help cultivating your career game plan and building it on your actual values and strengths, work with us. All of our guided quest packages include in-depth career game planning. You can request a call at mbaprotocol.com/MBA to learn more about how we can help you build a future that you're excited about through the MBA. Filter number 3, the most important perhaps, and the most overlooked, the sociopath filter. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. If you've done any internet research at all, you've probably already, or if you watched my last video about Wharton, you've probably already discovered that Wharton is unique in their approach to interviews. They're not gonna sit you down and ask you questions. They're gonna put you in a room full of your competitors and watch what you do. They are admitting a huge class in which there will be enormous opportunities for collaboration. Learning teams, consulting projects, club leadership, collaboration around recruiting. You cannot hide at Wharton. So Wharton has a very specific fear: admitting brilliant, accomplished people who are absolutely terrible to work with. And the mechanism they use to filter these people out is the team-based discussion. Now, most people think the team-based discussion is a leadership exercise. It is not. I'm going to do an entire video on the team-based discussion so you can go in with the right mindset and the right attitude to take advantage of this chance to show the school that you are not a sociopath. You're not going to dominate the conversation and steamroll over all your peers so that you can look the best and get the offer. That will get you the ding. In the end, it's the person who makes everyone else look good who wins. So Wharton is filtering for what I'm going to call the sociopath test. Can you advocate for your own ideas while also lifting others up? Can you pivot when someone else makes a better point? Can you build on someone else's contributions without needing to be the one who said it first? These aren't leadership skills in the sense that we usually think about it. They are collaboration skills. And they're the thing that separate a Wharton admit from a Wharton reject in a way that a test score never will. So here's how these things all work together. The track record gets you on the game board, your career game plan keeps you in the conversation, and the sociopath filter, how you do in the team-based discussion, that's the tiebreaker. I've seen candidates with 780 GMATs coming from MBB firms get waitlisted and rejected at Wharton, and I've seen candidates with much weaker test scores get in with scholarships. The difference is very often the third filter. How you come across in your entire application, and particularly in that team-based discussion, is decisive. Be the person you'd want on your learning team at 11 p.m. before a deadline. That and not your GMAT is what will get you into Wharton. In my very next video, I'm gonna dive deep into the Wharton essays, and in the one after that, we're gonna get really tangible about that team-based discussion. If you're serious about Wharton, you owe it to yourself to get to know more about these 3 filters before you even write essay word 1. I am rooting for you, and I will be right back here to talk more about Wharton in my very next video. If you're not subscribed, hit that button, and I'll see you next time. If you're not familiar with the Wharton MBA and you don't understand how it might be differentiated from some other top M7 programs, check out this video right here.